Happy Saturday. Yay.
Saturday! Oh my gosh, I needed Saturday. It could not have come sooner for me.
I am so excited, y'all. Like this week has been a little bit kind of like a downer. It was like all over the place. But other than that, man, like I'm so excited when Saturdays come just to kind of take a recount of all the things that have been happening during the week. We had friends launch, their books, and I'm like, oh my gosh, co-author in books, and just all the different live streams that like the community is coming up with. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like everywhere. But I'm so excited. Are you still busy, madame?
Beyond busy. In fact, you know what's really funny? I noticed all the Hounds members have been busy, and you wanna know why? And I was, like, beyond excited. I was like I was excited, and at the same time, I was like, "Well, shoot, now we're we're splitting audiences." So, what's great about the whole Hounds thing is now you've got other members doing their own live streams and promoting their own businesses and, what value they offer for their audiences, for their, respective industries. And we've had overlaps. We literally have had Hounds where we're like, "Oh, I'm going live, please support me." And then you get, me going, "Wait, but me too." And, like, it's great though. I love that because that tells me our group is working. Our group is, like, really understanding how we can leverage our personal brands to help accelerate our business brands, right? So that's why I love this week. I loved the
Yes.
fact that people are getting and putting themselves out there.
Yes, no, completely. That's why I was just like, oh my gosh, who has what? Who has what? It's like keeping track of everybody. But it's the great thing, right? Because that is showing growth. That is showing how exactly we're evolving and progressing as a group and individuals as well in their respective industries. But like for example, today I was on my own. I was in a Zoom meeting with rallying around hope and worthy and kindness and with Andrea Sanchez. So shout out to you, love. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of that. And I had quite some individuals in there who were just amazing, supporting this effort, right? And that was literally an hour ago. But at the same time, Brian Segre went live with Donna Cohen. So I'm like, ah! So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be there. It's like, can I just like multiply myself and be everywhere? Just because we want to support everybody. We genuinely want to be there present for everybody. So now they're done with Donald's show. Now it's like, okay, let's hop over into Rocky's show and support there and network. Because again, at the end of the day, what is this about is social Saturday. LinkedIn may not like it, other people may just shoot it down. But at the end of the day, social weekend, it is for actually making meaningful connections. Although other folks use it for something else. But, at the end of the day, like I always say, it's make sure you make meaningful connections because that is what matters. But before we get carried on, how about we roll the intro?
I thank you. Thank you very much. I was gonna ask you, like, are we allowed? Can we do? Let's do
Yes.
it.
All right, let's go.
Hey y'all, welcome to my corner. This is your girl Raquel, aka Raki. Step into our world of connections where I'm a proud Hounds of Business Pack leader, which is a community of entrepreneurs committed to sharing positivity, growing together, and never forgetting to inject some fun. Get to know amazing people in this safe space, so come and join me in my connection corner.
Hey, hey, hey,
Hey.
hey.
What? I'm actually in the mood to like I wanted to sleep in today and you're like, let's do it 11 a.m. I'm like, okay, here we go. But I think I'm gonna go dancing tonight. Or not
Oh,
dancing. There's a band, a cover band doing Queen. I'm like, ooh,
oh
might
my
I'm gonna
gosh.
check it out.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And but you're more like the concert type. It's not like you're like the dancey type. See, I'm more like the dancey type.
Oh
Let me
no,
go
no.
salsa and spin 300 times on the dance floor.
Yeah, no, I am the dancing type. It just has to be like I mean, I guess I'll two step, but not my jam. I will nod in appreciation for that kind of stuff. But like, no, girl, 80s alternative, like you put some Depeche Mode up there or New Order, I am jumping up. I'm the cure, done. Like I'm up and out there.
It
So
went
yeah, no.
over my head. But okay, that's
Or
something we
or
can definitely catch up on.
or 80s, 90s hip hop. I'm kind of in for that too, ironically enough. So you'll either see me doing like, the Roger Rabbit and then doing my own little like, Robert Smith dance at the same time. It's really fun.
All right. Well, hey, maybe the audience will definitely chime in and say, "Hey, we want to see that, Sia, for sure." But anyways, let's say some shout outs in the comments to some people. I want to see who's pulling up. we always have quite a colorful and eclectic clan that comes, and it's amazing. So I think I saw Mike said, "Am I first?" Yeah, I'm first. No, you are not first, my sir. So I'm gonna shoot you down there. Hey, Mary Baker. I love the concierge. What is Lachelle call it? Shout out to you, Lachelle. She's like, Mary Baker is just, she keeps us organized. She knows who's having what show, and support this, support that. She's amazing. Mary Baker, thank you.
She's
And
like her mini admin.
yes, really, the unofficial mini admin for real. She's always like, hey y'all, this is what's going on. Let's show up and support. So I appreciate you for that, Mary. And she's still out for for job postings, right? So be on the lookout. There she is. And what exactly is she looking for, Sia?
She's basically like a jack of all trades, extraordinarily. You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me. I think that's why she gets along with my Thursday live stream co-host Jonas Bull so well. She's like a polymath, man. She like sees something that's interesting and then she'll just start researching. So, but she does do a lot of support, sales operations, and inside sales type support. But she also does a lot of writing as well. So a lot of marketing capabilities. She's willing to step up and learn. And just I think she's just such an asset. Her enthusiasm is contagious. Like you give her a topic and she's gonna be like, okay, I'll zoom. And then she brings back all the links, all the information, so much value add. You guys have to talk to Mary Baker. And if
Yeah.
you don't, just if anything, listen to her talk. It is like it's for us because I'm a Californian. So like anytime I hear a beautiful southern like accent from the Appalachian region, I just gotta love it.
Yes, and I mean she's so motivated. So shout out to you, Mary Baker, for always being such a cheerleader to our group and just integral part of it. We love you. And I see Leslie. Hey, Leslie, you were here not too long ago. And by the way, I love you. The recent video that you put out on just the doors when they say no, and how you took that and ran with it. Like it blew my mind. So your recent post was amazing. Thank you so much for always adding value to our community and to the audience. Mike Asherbanner, I see you. Hey, boo. How are you? I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. I love you. Thank you for everything that you've done for us this week. Adriana Rosales, I need to get back to you, my love. We're going to do so many amazing things for 100 Latinas. Thank you so much for stopping by. I shall contact you after the show. Ooh, I'm falling off. But anyhow, so how about we do a couple of our sponsors who are sponsoring our show?
We can.
Yes, ma'am. So
hello, James P. What's up, good people? Very good. What's up? You want to know what's up? Let's talk about the Mike Asherbrainer.
The one and only that I just finished shouting out, but as y'all know, he is the leader of the Hounds of Business and the pack. And he's an amazing individual who also has a show besides me doing amazing things out in the world, right? Helping individuals, helping people grow their businesses. He also has a show he runs on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I always get messed up on those Easterns and Centrals and all these time zones. Yeah, it's just like so confusing. But anyhow, always tune in.
Mm-hmm. I was just, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'm missing up on that. Yeah, no, 7 p.m. EST. Can I just tell you, apparently I was told by another individual, EST is more popular from a time zone like relation. So that's why a lot of people go with EST versus Central, even though the world revolves around us Central.
I know. Yeah, it's like neutral. That's the way I think. Like it should be just the Central. Everybody wants to come to the neutral. Like I don't know. Anyways, but I'm biased. So, here in Texas, H-Town, D-Town and all of those. So, but you're Southern Oklahoma, madame, so you don't count.
Whatevs. Close enough. Just because I can get to Windstar in Oklahoma faster than downtown Dallas doesn't mean anything. No judgment zone here.
Oh my gosh. But anyhow, so yes, check his program out. He's amazing. He always brings value to the audience. And this month he's been highlighting women and women in different industries and just the power of that women have. So women empowerment, Women's Month this month. So anyways, check his show out next week. And he's always such a grand supporter of everyone. And so, yeah, shout out to you, Mike. Thank you so much for always being, just a supernatural cheerleader, as I call it. So Who's our next one?
Well, let's give Mike a round of applause, everyone. I know. I know it's dangerous to get my soundboard back.
I was just like, okay, maybe that's why it took so long. Life was like, yes, he does not need a soundboard.
No, I don't. My level of ADD is something fierce, man.
And our next one
Uh,
is
all right. So I am a sponsor for this show and a very proud producer of the show itself. Might be slightly biased here, but I am Brilliant Beam Media. I do have a great crew that I'm accruing, which does include quite a few hounds. So what we do is digital content creation, consulting, and social media engagement and growth. So bottom line, folks, if you want to understand how to play the game, particularly on LinkedIn, we will help you do it strategically, simply, and brilliantly. And why do you think I say brilliantly? Beautiful Raquel.
brilliant, because it is. It's a brilliant beam. Why am I doing? Why am I doing that accent? I don't know.
It's because it's freaking awesome. Brilliant, Raquel.
Brilliant. It's a
Brilliant.
billions. Anyways, you make me do all these silly things on camera, and yeah, that's the energy that you have, and it's contagious. So yes, absolutely. Please contact Sia. She's amazing at what she does, and Brilliant Being Media is they're super amazing. The quality of work that they're putting out there. So yay, contact them.
Yay.
I love them. So the next
Contact
one,
me.
we have another one or
We
no?
do, we do. We have quite a few. So one, let's do this one here because I just have to.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I got my Tazi this week. So shout out to you, Janice Shokrian with Tazi Brands. And I know she's all over the place right now. She's doing some amazing things. So shout out to you for being such an amazing individual and part of the pack and developing this amazing product. Like, I mean, I think it's fantastic. That's at my doorstep. I'm so excited. You got it, Sia. So tell me, how's that been working for you?
Okay. So this is what one component. I know everyone's like wondering, wow, great, you put out a square pillow. Actually, no, it's actually everything else behind. So if you actually, I probably should take this off, but basically it is you put it over your chair, and basically it's got this like rest right here, and you can either use it as a lumbar support, of which I use it for, or it's neck support. You could literally hang this over your chair. There's a slot here that you could put over, and basically you put over as you travel. So if you're traveling, if anyone does air flight or you're driving a lot, it's like the best neck pillow ever. It's awesome. And it is a pillowcase, so you can actually put anything that you want in here. So you can unplug it, you can wash it. It's amazing. So I just want to give a shout out to Janice because the formation of this business, you guys, is again for anyone that's an entrepreneur, you guys fully understand this. If you lead or you create your business from a place of heart, right? And then you have a true inspiration behind it, like go for it because there's nothing better than to really lead with your heart. And so this was created because her father was going through that final stages of life. And it
Right.
was completely like she had like 15 different pillows trying to prop him up. He was in a lot of pain. And so she created the product for that purpose. And it just grew out, use cases just grew out from there. So guys, check it out. Tausi, Tausi. I'm gonna pull. Let me get my ass out of the way so you
Yes.
can look at
Yes.
it. But she's also doing a big pitch. So I just want to give her nothing but you guys, please, audience, everyone, just write down Juju, please, in the audience. Please share and send a good Juju. She's doing a pitch and for investment. So please, you guys, if you can support her, it would be huge. Janice is a fellow Hounds, and yet another reminder of why the Hounds is so good and why it works. She actually consulted with a bunch of us to help her with her pitch deck. So we all came together with our certain level of like expertise, etc. And she's just been absorbing, and I know she's eternally grateful. We were up texting at midnight because she's so excited. So you guys shout out Tassie. Everyone, please type Juju to please
Juju.
send the Juju Brilliant Beam. Everyone, let's activate our Brilliant Beam magic powers and do it together, please. Appreciate
Oh
it.
my God, Sia, you should be her spokesman now, girl.
Oh,
But yes, I know let's send her all the good energies, the good juju, as you say. She's actually probably doing it now or about to. So we love
mhm.
you, Janice. I know you're gonna rock this. You're going to change so many lives and improve so many people's backs and postures, right? So we love you so much. Thank you for my Tazi. I love you. Sending you some love. All right, girl. Well, before we head over to bring our guest, I did want to shout out to a couple special people that I actually had the pleasure of talking to this week, and I just wanted to send them all my love and so appreciative of the opportunities that they gave me. So first of all, it's Cindy Khan. Oh my gosh, she's so amazing. I got on a Zoom call with her and she's just spunky, so much energy, and I love her and the things that she does for the world. She also has her own book. Hopefully I'll have her on the show later on this year. But thank you so much, Cindy, for doing what you do. I love you. We love you, and hope to see you around. Let's support one another. So the next one, I was actually on his show this past week on Wednesday. Is Russ Hedge. Russ, thank you so much for the invitation. I had so much fun. What you bring to your audience and the value that you bring to the people around the world is just you can't it's unmatched. You have had quite an inspirational story of your life, and I it's touched so many lives. So I thank you for what you do. Thank you for the opportunity. And I just love that where everybody's like merging, everybody's just uniting and networking, uniting different networks and connecting. It's one of the most essential things that I live and breathe every single day. What do you think, Sia?
100%. I mean, look, all ships rise with the tide, and as long as we keep doing what we're doing, you guys, it is so unique as far as I love the friendships that we've created, and they're legit friendships. And
Legit.
and that's the part I think that we sometimes forget as career professionals. It is lonely at times, right? And so this is again just a reminder: find your tribe, people. It may not necessarily be us, but find your tribe. That's all we can best suggest.
Yes, yes, yes. And if you don't have a tribe, we are quite a community that we embrace all sorts of people from different industries, and we are genuinely, authentically just creating and nurturing these relationships. Whether they become transactional, whether they're just friendships, but the idea is that we are genuine and literally connecting because we care about one another. So, and you'll start seeing it. We're very different. So I know we have a few more members this week who actually joined. They're like, "Whoa, what a change!" Shout out to you, Miss Claire Davis. Love you, girl.
Woo woo, Claire Davis.
Oh,
Oh
oh my
no.
gosh. Oh
Oh
my
no, no,
gosh.
no. He is not about to do that. Nope, nope, nope. Let's introduce Dina first before this goes
Guys.
to hell in a handbasket.
Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all.
Oh my
Dena
gosh.
Lefkowitz. Let me make sure I say that right, right? Amazing individual, stellar member of our Hounds pack, and she just has this illustrious career, and we're just so proud of her. And amazing to have this, her at the tip of our fingers as a resource. So, without further ado, everybody, help me welcome Clap Dena. Oh gosh. Sia and the soundboard. Mama, you're muted. Sia and the
Oh,
soundboard is dangerous.
Not on my end.
nope, nope. Me, I muted her by accident. I kind of hit the mute on someone else by accident. So,
Am I live?
oh, you're good. You're
All right.
You're
Hello,
You-
Sia. Hello, Raquel. Hello, hounds.
woo, 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 woo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Woof, woof,
to
woof.
Hounds of Business Happy Hour. I really gotta stop myself. Sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, I think this is a time, Mike, that you may do the TP at this time. No,
Okay, I suppose we'll bring him in. Hold on. Something's
I don't
going
know
on,
what
Dina.
that means.
Something's
to
going on.
TP.
paper. Oh my gosh. You're muted too,
Hey.
boo.
Hey, Dina. Hi,
Hey,
Dina.
Mike.
Now,
Good
you
to
didn't
see
come on my
you.
show like 600 times, so here, I just had to do this because I'm a jealous, petty man. Here you go.
I was
my
on
gosh.
your
All right, I'm
first
done.
show ever.
I
Yeah,
know. And then you don't come back, and then you're on Raquel's show. Oh, my goodness. Like, she steals my thunder. I thought I was made of thunder, but she stole it all. So you got TP'd. All right, that's all.
you
I
got
just wanted
TP'd.
to
All
share my
right.
goopiness.
I guess I
Yeah,
had
I
that
love
coming.
you're OG. You're OG. You were a hound before we even knew what we were doing, man. We were all passion and no clue, and you hung around and helped me out, and you and Lucia. Right now, when I won you two over, I said, "Hell, we could do a lot of good stuff." I mean, because you two are smart and fancy, and it just you all pioneered all this. So I just wanted to shout out and say, "Hey, we love you to death. You were something special." And thank you for making all this happen, man.
Love you
So,
too. And
Gosh,
thank
what
look,
an
you.
honor to have the one and only Mike Asher-Branner. So thank you so much for coming by, but we really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Dina, about you, like I really want to and if it's like an audience to get to know you, just because you're so amazing in what you do and what you've done. So can you tell us a little bit more about you, Dina?
Sure. Well, I'm a professional coach and former lawyer. And I came about my profession kind of accidentally because I never knew what to do. And I think you posted this show, Law School Done, Now What? And that was the story of my life. I graduated from high school and I didn't know what to do. So I went to college and I got an English degree. And then I graduated and I didn't know what to do. And then I kicked the can 3 years down the road and went to law school. And when I got out, guess what? I didn't know what to do.
Mm.
So I took a job as a litigator, which, if any of you aren't familiar with that, it's a courtroom lawyer, a person who fights for a living. And I took that job without really knowing anything about myself as a person, but it turned out to be a horrible fit. I don't really like sending food back in restaurants, and here I was fighting every day for a living, suing people for their money, starting fights with them, and having to pay the price. And the longer I did it, the worse it got for me. I started to develop stress-related illnesses, psoriasis in my scalp, back problems, plantar fasciitis in my feet. I was falling apart.
My
And
goodness.
so I really had to take a look at myself and what my values were, because I got to the point where I couldn't even get out of bed one day because my back was hurting me so much. And I went to a doctor and he put me on 4 weeks of bed rest, which was
Wow.
sort of my own personal pandemic. Because just like in 2020, when people started to think about, what am I doing with my life? You know, why am I here? What's the purpose? And I realized that litigating cases and transferring money from one person's pocket to another just wasn't doing it for me, no matter how much it paid. And so
Mhm.
that was the beginning of my interest in career transformation. I hired a coach. I discovered my values. I realized that money wasn't my primary driver, that I really like helping people, making a difference, those kinds of things. And that wasn't happening in my role. And I ended up making a transfer to the school district of Pennsylvania, the school district of Philadelphia, where I was in-house counsel, and I finally got to enjoy my life as a lawyer because I had work-life balance, I was able to pursue my own personal interests, and I was happy for the first time in my life. So that began my interest in career transformation,
My
and it
goodness.
continued until this day when I am now a coach. I went through another transformation when I hit my 20th year as a lawyer and decided that 20 years was enough, and what was I going to do next?
My goodness. Well, I tell you, what you've done ever since then, ever since you discovered that purpose, has been life changing and impactful for so many individuals who are in that realm, right? As you mentioned, 2020 really became a defining year for individuals to really experience some deep, deep trauma regarding their, related to their work. And for you, even though that came sooner, but at the end of the day, it was so distraught, like you were just, it broke you down. And that's what you help individuals do, pretty much, to avoid getting into that, to that point, that level of just being broken down. So who do you exactly work with? I mean, just in general, do you get hired by like law firms or just specifically with individuals?
Both. I get hired by law firms to help lawyers who are rising stars and also lawyers who are having trouble with some of the aspects of law that they don't teach you in law school. There are a lot of unwritten rules when you graduate from any program. And law happens to be one of them, where you graduate and you don't really know anything about the business of law, how to get clients, how to manage yourself, how to manage other people, how to build relationships, and how to be successful. EQ matters more than IQ, as it turns out. And when you graduate from law school, you are all IQ. That's all you have. And your ability to get along with clients and inspire them that they're going to be successful in their lawsuits has to come later. And so those are some of the things that I help people with, the laws that they didn't teach us in law school.
Okay, and I know that, throughout your illustrious career, like I said, you've had to compile all these teachings and the knowledge that you've learned throughout, some by way of, reading about or doing your research, but others because you lived through those things and you know how it feels. So those are they were traumatic for you. So in turn, you're able to spill something out and it helps, right? That helps individuals. So could you tell us a little bit more about one of the most amazing books that I've ever read in my life? So can you tell us about that? And it's two books. There we go.
You're I would love to, and you're so kind to ask. So, one of the laws that I want to talk about is Law 3, which is don't double down on past decisions. And the reason that I want to talk about this is this way of thinking affects every part of our lives, our careers, our diets, our home lives, our relationships, and everything. And it's the inability to understand the difference between an investment and an expenditure. So when you think about an investment, you put your money in, and then you don't have to do anything else. It'll go up, it'll go down, but you don't have to put anything in. That's the very nature of an investment. Most people you know have a friend that has been in their lives for a while, maybe since high school, maybe from an old job, and they don't really like that friend anymore. And they continue to spend time with that friend. Why? They'll say, I've invested so much time in the relationship. Okay, but you're not enjoying it now, right? Right. So is it an investment or is it an expenditure? Well, if you keep having to spend time with that person, I'd argue that it's an expenditure and that you can walk away from it anytime. And that every time you choose to spend time with that person, you're making another expenditure, and it's up to you whether you make it or not. Each choice comes by itself. So it also happens with a bag of potato chips, right? If you're on a diet and you have things that you know you shouldn't be eating and you indulge, chances are you're going to indulge too much. Why? Because you blew it. It's like the language of investment. I'm invested in this bag of chips now. I'm going to finish it. How many people have done that?
Yes.
I know I have. I used to be a binge eater, and the reason was I was always on a diet, so I was always restricting myself. And then if I got a little taste of that thing that I wanted, I couldn't stop. And so we do this with our careers. I was on a show recently and a young lawyer called in and said, I want to quit the law, but my parents feel like they invested so much money in law school that I have to stay with it. Well,
Oh my goodness.
let's look at it at whether that's an investment. Does she have to keep working in order to make it pay off? Yes. Does she have to keep paying into it in order for it to mean anything? Yes. So is it an investment or is it an expenditure? I would argue that it's an expenditure. It's something that she spent time doing. It's not working out, and she can leave at any time. And that time spent will never go to waste. I went to law school. I practiced for 25 years. I'm not doing it now. And guess what? It's part of my daily life because I coach lawyers. I think you asked me earlier who I coach, Raquel, who I help.
Yes.
I coach lawyers, I coach accountants, and I coach executives because guess what? This stuff applies to everybody.
Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. I mean, yes, please.
I couldn't resist. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm
Sia,
flattered.
you're muted. So what do you think about what she just said, Sia?
Look, here's the thing I love about this is I think when you go onto these types of careers, right, it is such an incredible investment of your soul, right, of your time, of your dedication. And I can see very quickly how your identity gets lost up a little bit in this because it's like I've dedicated this track. And, some people don't want to be quitters to the detriment of your soul, right? And I think, Dina, your advisement and your guidance is so helpful because I think there's so many different aspects of the legal profession and industry that you can do that's more of your personality, of more your fit, and it's not quitting. That's the big part of I think all of this is it's okay to pivot. It's okay to say not my jam. It reminds me of there's this one dude and he's like a meme, where he's like, he was a doctor, he was a Navy SEAL, he was an astronaut, and I think he was a lawyer by the age of 35. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? And he
Did
laughed.
he have a life?
No, right? Well, it's almost like, well, in one way, everyone's amazed because he's so accomplished in everything he set his mind to. But on the flip side, it's like, hey, want to pick a career and fit one that works for you? But that was his whole point. Was he just that was his drive, right? So, if you want to make a ton of money, figure out how to do it 15 ways, apparently, to that guy. But anyway,
Right.
so I kind of digress a little bit. But I mean, Dina, what you do is it just so resonates because I just feel like typically people that go into the legal industry are probably hyper competitive individuals, very ego driven, and not to imply they're all narcissists, but there's a little bit of that in there. But there's so many different aspects that I feel like sometimes you have to get over yourself to know where to go, which is right. So
Mhm.
my question to you is this, how much of it is helping them coach in a yes, there's advisement, you can help them in the industry, but how much do you feel like you're doing like almost psychology, though you're not credited for it, but how much psychology is in the mix?
It is largely the latter, Sia. When I
Okay.
think about this don't double down on past decisions, it comes from economics. It's called the fallacy of sunk costs. And you see gamblers do it. They've spent so much money at the table, they say, why not throw the rest in when it's not an investment, it's just an expenditure. So once you start to think about the world this way, you're going to see it all over the place, expenditure versus investment. I'm sorry, what did you ask me?
No, no, no. I mean, no, but how much of it do you feel like it's like
Oh yes,
psychology?
it's almost all the latter. I had a woman contact me. She was a partner in a firm. She'd been there for 20 years, and she had gotten this amazing offer from a bank with unbelievable salary, benefits, stock options, and she was having a hard time making the decision to quit her firm because she felt disloyal because she'd been there for 20 years. So I thought, okay, what's making her so loyal? Are they so wonderful to her? Do they listen to what she has to say? Does she get buy-in for her ideas? And the answer was no, no, no. She was on the executive committee. She barely had a voice. There was one guy in the firm who controlled everything. So at one point, I said to her, pardon the expression, I said to her, well, why are you so loyal to these douchebags?
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
And there was a big silence on the phone. And I thought, uh-oh, I just offended her. She's like a 20-year white collar lawyer who doesn't want to hear that kind of talk. During that silence, I died 100 deaths. And then she said, I don't owe them anything. Everything I have, I've earned for myself. I can walk away tomorrow if I want to.
Yes.
And so Sia and Raquel, she needed permission, for God's sake.
Mm.
Oh my God. What you just said right there, literally, like I think the book, it felt like the energy of it, it just fell over
Oh my
because
god.
it is so true. And I know you talk about that here in your book because it's that why would you need permission to actually walk away from something that yeah you don't owe them a thing, instead you've been servicing there, and I feel that in every fiber of my being. I know other individuals who feel the same way, that they're being disloyal. I'm like, yeah, you're being disloyal to yourself. You're leaving yourself out, for last. And I'm like, enough is enough. Stand up for yourself. I had this exact same conversation this week earlier with another individual, a very good friend. And it took that long for them to realize, you're right. Or it took them seeing themselves in the mirror and say, you know what? You're right. I don't owe them anything. I will stand up for myself. And guess what? After they took the stand and say, okay, this is it, they started making, just step after step of positive things towards them. So I completely hear you. And I know you were probably like so, nervous that you had offended the lady, but what you did is you gave her that power and that she always had, but she just didn't feel that she had enough of a stand for her. So my gosh, thank you for doing that for her. That's amazing. But do you get that often with individuals who are in the, you know, the legal industry? Is that how they feel?
Yes, people feel stuck. They feel stuck. And I know when I made the decision to leave the law, there were so many naysayers out there, Raquel, telling me I was crazy for leaving such a solid, stable, secure profession. Nobody had even heard of coaching at that point. So I was leaving something everyone had heard of to go do something no one had heard of. So no one thought that that was a very good idea. My family, my parents, my friends. So I had to find people like we have here in the Hounds, people who would understand my entrepreneurial dreams and not think I'm crazy and not think it's a bad idea and root for me.
Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. And see, usually people are so judgmental, right? Because it may not be their journey, so it's easy for them to say, but that journey in itself internally, it could lead you to stress and burnout, like Mr. Peter says here. What do you say about that, you know?
Well, I needed a coach to help me. I was in the exact same situation. I was making a lot of money, working for a private litigation firm. And like I said earlier, it was killing me. And yet I felt like I had to stick with it because how could I take a pay cut? How could I take a lower degree of status? How could I do that? And it took working with a coach and working through my values and understanding what was important to me to be able to make that decision with confidence to go take the pay cut and to buy my freaking life back.
Yes.
Wow.
Wait.
I love it. Let's celebrate that. Buy your life back. Oh my gosh. And the fact that we're saying that, it's in itself a little absurd because why would we do that? We would need to, you know, be in an industry and in a work position that allow us to still have a life. So one of the questions that I always have is I admire lawyers. I could not be one. I don't think I just don't have the brains for that. That's the way I say it. But you know, I do like fairness. I do love helping individuals. So, what are the main reasons, though, that people choose to become a lawyer? I've always been kind of curious about that. So, in your life, why did you go into law? But also, other individuals that you know, why do they go into law?
It's a great question. And I ask every single client who calls me, who is a lawyer, why did you go to law school? Because it gives me a lot of information about the data that was behind that choice. In my instance, there was no data. I had no idea what being a lawyer would be like. I had never met a lawyer, worked in a law firm, or even set foot in a law firm. So I was making my decision with zero data. And that's what I find is a huge problem, is that people don't really know themselves when they pick their careers, or they pick them too early before they could possibly know themselves. And then they find themselves in something that isn't really a good fit. I might have lost the thread of your question there, Raquel.
No, just the different reasons why they go
Oh,
into it.
yes. So some people go to law school because they have a driving ambition to be a certain thing. I met a woman in law school who had worked in an immigration firm as a paralegal, loved immigration, loved the idea of helping bring people over from other countries. And as soon as she graduated from law school, she was off to join a litigation firm. And I know she now has her own firm. So that's an example of a very directed person. And then there are the people who go to law school because they just don't know what to do, like I did. They graduated with a political science degree, an English degree, whatever, and they have no idea what kind of field to enter. Law is a field that we've all heard of. You don't see this happening so much with medical school. You don't see people graduating from college and going, "Oh, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll go to medical school." But you see it all the time with law school. It's a default profession. And when people get into it, what's required of you is so much that if you chose it as a default, at some point you're going to say, I don't know why I did this. This isn't working for me at all. And so it's those people who end up coming to coaching wanting to make a career change. The people who found an area of the law that they love and are applying themselves to it are some of the happiest lawyers you'll ever meet. And when those lawyers come to coaching, it's to get even better. I want to get more clients. I want to be more well known. I want to go to a bigger firm, you know?
Wow, that's amazing, and you know, it's eye opening for me to hear you say that. Just because I know that me, I wouldn't have not defaulted to law school if I didn't know what to do. You know, especially because all that I know it's required, like you said, it's monumental. It would break down any individual. So I admire individuals who go that route because what's it's demanding. It really is. I mean, see, you have a couple of friends who went that route, right? And how their lives like.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, change. I believe in firmly change is good and change is needed, right? Like I think someone made a comment earlier, and I was trying to go through, and I know I'm hella behind on comments, guys. I am trying to catch us up. And Dean, I think I feel like I'm like distracting you a little bit with my comments that I'm trying to catch up on and share with
No,
everybody.
not
But
at all. I did want to mention one thing, and it's this. When I was in high school, not knowing what to do, I thought education was the answer. When I graduated from college and didn't know what to do, I thought education was the answer. And it really isn't. Education is the answer when you do know what you want to do. Otherwise, it's kind of a waste of money and time if you think college is going to be like a trade school that's going to teach you what you want to do with your life. Even law school doesn't do that. So education really is only an avenue once you know where you're going. Otherwise, you're just floundering and spending money for no good reason, and then you'll end up in debt and wonder how you're going to pay it back.
oh my goodness. Okay, so that is one thing right there. Can I ask this question about debt? Let me change up the angle here. So, um, you know, I have 10 nieces and nephews, of which half of them, actually, only 3 of them are in college. 2 of them are in college. Oh my gosh, I'm getting old. Anyway, I just realized they just graduated and they're no longer in college. They're in their careers now. But um, you know, again, I love that fact that you made that investment analogy with relationships and also in your career. How much debt is good debt to accrue for this industry? Because I haven't looked at it in years. I don't have kids. I don't know, like, what is the average age or cost of indebtedness do most legal students accrue over their course of their studies?
The answer is, I have no idea.
Okay, good.
I mean, typically law school is somewhere between $35,000 and $50,000 a year. So you're coming out with a lot of debt unless you have parents that are paying for it, which I did not. So I put myself through college, I put myself through law school. So I was spending all of my own money to chase the answer that I was looking for.
My
Mhm.
gosh. And that, I guess, and that goes into this question that Wilma is asking. It was an excellent question because, you know, eventually we all got to eat and make a living, correct? And
Yeah.
obviously, if you do have scholarships or somebody else has, if you're lucky enough, somebody else is paying for your education, great, admirable. But Wilma's asking, is it possible to combine work and law school, especially when you work full time and overtime sometimes?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Carl Sean Watkins is listening today because he's doing that very thing right now. He works full time and he goes to law school at night. Temple University, where I went to law school, has a great evening program. Everybody in it has a full time job.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Mm.
Thanks for the question, Wilma.
I didn't know that. Carl, shout out to you, buddy. Like, oh, we need to get on a hop on a call. Yes, that's admirable. Like, I didn't know that. That's
Where are you,
amazing.
Carl?
I know. I'm trying to look for him. And wait, side note, Janice Shakrian is in here, guys. Tousey in the housey.
Yeah.
Howsy, hey, love you, Janice. Thank you for stopping by.
Hey,
Sending
Janice.
Gigi your way.
Yeah. Please, Janice, share your link, by the way, for your Tausies, because we just went down earlier. Basically, commercial. What's that called? Commercial at
Infomercial.
infomercial. I know.
Yeah.
I got to add new sounds to it, guys.
Okay, you got it, girl, as we go. But you know, it's wonderful that we've touched upon some points. You know that they're so resonating with so many individuals, not just the legal, right? Not just law, but for you, what are some of the biggest takeaways from the illustrious career that you've had, Dena? I know one of the golden nuggets that you dropped on us was, you bought your life back. Obviously, we don't need to do that, but what else would you advise individuals who are thinking about going into law? What, and two, if they're in there now, going through law school?
Well, like I said earlier, the answer is in education. The answer is inquiry. If you don't know what you want to do, you have to start inquiring. One of the things that you might do is take an assessment to figure out what your values are and what your personality strengths are, what kind of environment you might feel most comfortable working in, what kind of people you want to be around. You have to figure out who you are in order to make good choices about what you're going to do, because what works out for you, Raquel, might not be a good fit for me, and vice versa. So it's not it's not just a rubber stamp kind of situation. We have to figure out who we are. So the biggest takeaway for me was that I made all of my decisions in life until recently with zero data about who I was, what was important to me, what I liked doing, what other people said I was good at, and all of the things that combine to make a good occupational fit, right? You're going to work every day. It has to be a fit. And I just tried to jam myself into situations because I thought, well, if it pays that much, I can tolerate it. Well, guess what? We always overestimate our ability to tolerate bad things. And I couldn't stick with a job no matter what the paycheck, if I'm being yelled at, if I'm not being respected, or if I'm being overworked.
Oh my gosh, that's quite an enlightening moment there, and I hope people in the audience are really taking notes, or if they know anybody who's thinking of going into law, or maybe around in that vicinity, they can really take notes and get them connected with you. So, having said that, how can people find you? Because I don't think we talked about that.
Well, my website is achievementbydesign.com. And I called my business Achievement by Design because achievement doesn't happen by default, only by design. It's just a good way to remember it. Achievement by Design. And I'm Dena Lefkowitz on LinkedIn. And I'm there every day.
Yes. And so you have your website. Do you also have your book, and where can
My
they find your
book,
book?
Winning in Your Own Court, available on Amazon and wherever books are sold. And there's a lot of great stuff in there that I didn't cover today.
That's wonderful. I mean, I know we don't have to cover everything, Dena, but if people just want to directly contact with you, they're able to do that. Do you also do kind of like a consultation, or just kind of a feel, or how is the process?
Yes, I have a free get acquainted session where I'll explain everything that coaching is about, give you a little coaching, let you have a sample of what it's like to work with me. And I have a calendar that you can sign up. If you DM me on LinkedIn or you send me a request through my website, you can have a free appointment for us to talk together about your career and your life and what might move the needle for you.
Amazing. Sia, I don't know if you have the fantastic pictures that my good friend Joseph Ramirez took of the photo shoot with the book. I wanted to show those just to the audience to see.
Cue up the applause, Sia.
Yes.
No, wait, hold on.
Come on.
I'm having a moment. Give me 5 minutes and I'll give it to you. So why don't you guys talk? Why don't you two ladies, fine young ladies, talk amongst yourselves here? I'll be right back.
Yes, no, it was so funny that I was telling you. Remember, I was like, it was a surprise that I had for you that I wanted to do for you was your book, because it was so powerful. I remember I was like, oh my gosh, like everybody needs to learn about this book. Everybody needs to read it. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna do this for Dena because I love her, and she's a hound. So while Sia gets those out of the pile in the back, we'll see them in a little bit. But it's one of those things that I really appreciate what you give back. I really appreciate what you do, even though it's not in my realm. But that education that you bring in the map that you actually give, the roadmap that you actually help individuals get, you can translate it to another, to another industry. It translates to real life. It translates to just our daily activities. What advice would you give to somebody, a young person, right? Just any young person, not necessarily somebody who's going into law, about how to find your purpose? Because you just said it, right? You're in this age in your life that you feel you found it. So, what advice would you give to a young person?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you for that photo shoot that you did. It was one of the kindest, most generous things that anyone's ever done for me. It made me feel so special. And I see things like that happening in the hounds a lot. I see people highlighting and spotlighting and celebrating each other. And every time I see it, it just makes me feel so good, like the time that you did it for me. And I would say that for anybody looking to find their purpose, it's a really great place to start with your values, with a values assessment. There are free ones that you can take online. University of Pennsylvania Department of Positive Psychology has many free assessments that you can take, including a values assessment, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. And the reason it's important is, if you ask me what's important to me, I'd say the same thing everyone else does: health, security, happiness. But when you actually evaluate your values and you rank them, then you can discern what's more important. What's the most important? What are my top three that are deal breakers in anything that I do in the future? So if you're looking to find your purpose, you got to figure out who you are, what lights you up, what puts you in flow and makes you forget what time it is, and what you're good at.
My goodness. Y'all take notes. Take notes, audience. This is what, these chats are about, and for is to have a general conversation with individuals who have been there, done that, and said, okay, maybe this is not the way. Let's pivot and teach whatever that way was not, right, to others, so that they don't make the same, I wouldn't say mistakes, but they don't go to that route if that's not the route that they're supposed to go to, right? But we fail forward. Brian Segre was talking about this earlier. Fail forward, right? No failures, just lessons learned. I always say that too. So, oh my gosh, Dina, like I'm just so enthralled with everything that you said, and I don't know if the audience has any last questions. I know we're coming to the closure of the actual show, but I wanted to, we've been so serious. Let's have some a little bit fun. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions just so people can get to know you a little bit better.
Okay, Mrs. Gorgeous.
Aw, no, don't say that. Oh, that's an internal joke, by the way, y'all. Yes, those spammy bots. Oh my gosh. Do you get pitch slap all the time, Dina?
Oh my God, everybody wants to help me build my audience, build my profile, and get me a lot of appointments.
Oh my gosh. But it's just like once you connect, right? Or you let them in, it's just like boom. Hey, do you need this? I see that your website sucks or something.
Right.
I'm offended.
Yeah, according to every person who's pitch slapping me, I totally suck. Everything about me sucks, but they can help.
Yes, of course. But anyhow, oh my gosh, that was funny. The pitch slapping never gets old, to be honest with you, because it's just ridiculous and out of control. So, but anyhow, so I'm gonna ask you these two questions. Do you like coffee or tea? The debate.
Coffee, 100%, 1,000% coffee. I have an espresso machine in my house.
Well, there you go. So, which one's your favorite coffee?
Espresso.
Okay, so just like that, you take
I
it up
buy
how
it
it
from a
is.
place called Burlap and Bean in my neighborhood. They grind it and it's delicious. I can smell it the whole way home in the car, and I can't wait to make some.
Amazing. Yes, I know most of the community gravitates towards coffee. I am for one. Yes, as a good Salvadoran, we live and breathe. It's just like as babies, man. Even when I was little, I still remember drinking coffee. And here in the United States, it's like, what? You're giving coffee to a child? That's a crime. I'm like, no. That
My dad gave me coffee too.
it's so that's so funny that we mentioned that, but it's really super normal for us growing in Central American country, especially El Salvador is known for its coffee. But man, you're like 2, 3, 4 years old, you see a little child sipping on coffee, and it's perfectly normal. I turned out okay, I think.
I would say so. In
Oh
fact,
my
you're an
gosh.
example of why we should all drink coffee as children.
It explains so much, though.
Oh
No,
my
I'm
god.
kidding. Hey, Okay, so this is not a masterpiece. This was called Quick and Dirty Peoples. But yeah, I screwed up a little bit. But here, I have to share.
Wow, you got my People's Choice Award. Yay. My Reader's Choice Award, I mean. Thank you.
Talk to us about this. What does this mean? What did it mean?
It means I entered a book contest and I got a 5-star rating from the judges and a beautiful review from the person who evaluated my book. And you can read the review on the reader's favorite website. Yay!
I feel like going around a celebratory lap around my neighborhood just because it's so exciting. I'm so excited. And I love the feel of the book. I don't know, Sia, do you agree with that? Like the feel of the book is so nice and just how, it's not too big and it's enjoyable. It was an enjoyable read. So again, shameless plug, not really, but we love you, Dena. Everybody,
love you too.
Make sure you
Thank
get
you.
this amazing, incredible book.
Wait. Missed my cue. Sorry. I am off today. Okay, here.
There you go. Oh, screenshot this. Somebody send it to me, please. Screenshot it. Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I would love to tweet a picture of this or to put a picture of this on LinkedIn.
Yes, you are. Okay, somebody please do us a favor. I'm actually taking a screenshot of this. Yay.
All right.
You realize I can do that myself.
Yes, producer extraordinaire. I am not downplaying your actual talents. I just wanted somebody else to, get in the joy of these amazing things. But anyhow, I know we're coming to a close, y'all, before I get rocks thrown at me. Dena, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for just coming and honoring us with your presence. It's amazing. I admire you, everything that you do. And you're such an integral part of our community. And we love you so much. Are any parting words or parting message you would like to share with us?
Right back at you, sister. I love you guys too. I love being part of this group, and I thank you for having me on your program.
Okay, so y'all know if y'all want to connect with, I urge you to connect with Dena. Like I'm telling you, you will get so much value for what she does. And beside that, though, she's an amazing human being. So thank you again. Hang in the background. We're gonna close out the show for a few more minutes, and then we'll come back to you. So thank you for coming, Dena. I love you. Oh my gosh, girl. I'm like still so starstruck. It's like, I call it's like fangirling, right? Because Dena is so amazing. Besides just being a super intelligent woman who's done so many things in her career, she's a human being, man. Like, that speaks to me. The heart speaks to me. And I will always be eternally grateful for the advice that she gives. But in the back end, like internally, she's just an amazing, nurturing individual that is really looking out for one another. So isn't our community great? I just love it.
Yeah, you're so gushing right now. It's hilarious. And I can tell when you're fangirling because you start doing this with your hair, and I'm like, hi, Dena. Be my friend, Dena.
I love her. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I stutter so much throughout the program because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's right here. Oh God.
Yeah, no, the thing, what I love about Dena is that she's not a one-note person. Now, granted, yes, her background is in legal industry and profession, right? Her abilities to coach and guide folks that are coming into the industry, but it's not just that. Like Mike Ashebrainer, I know, why did I mention TP Boy one more time? But she coaches him. And he's nowhere near legal. Goodness, he's probably a legal walking lawsuit. But anyway, she works with people that are not in the industry as well, and that's the whole point of it. And the thing I love about Dena too is the fact that her posts are not one note posts. She talked about, hey, what were your wins this week? What is what's going on in your life? And it's not, and I love that because LinkedIn posts, for anyone that is like trying to figure out the game or trying to figure out why am I not building a community? Why are people not following me? Like, look at your content that you're posting and really think about it. Is it really engaging? Is it really interesting? Are you giving anyone reason or cause to respond? It could be through humor. It could be through thoughtful questions. It could be simply of, hey, let's celebrate each other, right? But it's not just simply copy and pasting Microsoft's latest news article and saying, look at that, right? There's got to be something about it to inspire conversation. So Dena does a bang up job on that, which is why I enjoy engaging with her and getting to know her.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you 100%, hands down, on point with that commentary. Just because I love her Saturdays. What were your wins? Like, I love to be able to reflect, and she offers that space for individuals to reflect on their wins, whether small or big, whatever size, right? But it offers a space for you to see it, right? For a person to the individual to actually see, hey, man, I accomplished this, and then not on top of that is for others to celebrate that win for you. So it's just amazing. I know she does it out of the kindness of her heart. She does it because she's seen all those individuals who work so hard, and sometimes they're not celebrated because you know what? It's expected of them or from them, right? So,
Yes.
Dina, thank you again so much. And yes, I will forever fangirl over her just because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. If I could just be like an ounce of her when I grow up, I'm like, I would have made it.
An ounce of her when you grow up, girl.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know what? That's the whole and like, can I have my
Oh
Sia
my gosh,
Rant C moment for a
Sia
second?
Rant is gonna
Yeah.
transcend all different shows. Go for it.
I'm gonna transcend between my and by the way, it's a limited series about ChatGPT and bots and AI. But my rant moment is this: we all have our own individual lights. This is like a kind of a semi plug for Brilliant Bee Media. Why I called it that is because our own internal lights, sometimes it's dim, right? Because we're having self doubt moments. We're having and I hate that term, but that imposter syndrome moment, right? But when you can find one person, it's amazing how much you combine your lights together and it makes a bigger and more brilliant beam to the point where at that point you're now recharged and you can go out on your own, right? And I think that's the whole thing that I love about this show that you do, Raquel, is the fact that I can see the comments right here. I'm trying so hard to keep up, everyone. But this is the whole thing is I could see a lot of connections taking place. And I love, love, love the fact that there's people doing exclamation points in comments. To me, that's like the written verbal equivalent of this or this. I'm kidding. I won't do that anymore.
I love it though. I love it. Oh my gosh, somebody come take the soundboard away from Sia. She just got it this week, right, Sia? That's why you've been fidgeting with it, and she just wants to go galore.
I did. Well, I did. It was broken because I yanked out the power cord. Which, by the way, who the hell uses USB-C to like as your main power? That's like the weakest little connection ever. But whatever,
When
whatever. But
we live and we learn, madame.
I know, I know, I know. Okay, we're over time, but I do want to get over to some just want some shout outs here because I want to make sure there was a book that just came out and I wanted to make sure that we supported and I'm trying to catch up here, which is the Now What posts, and I'm so far behind. I think I have to keep
That's okay. Well,
pounding
I'll
it.
give a couple of shout outs while you get that. Dr. Constance Leland's in the house. DJ, thank you so much for always stopping by, man. You're like, I keep saying you're Speedy Gonzalez on steroids because you're just like everywhere too, but in such it's like, I don't know how she does it. Like, is she cloned herself or something? That's another one of my fangirls moments there. Dr. Constance, love you. Hey, Mary.
Love you.
Oh, now what?
All right, so the Now What book. So let's talk about the Now What book. I know we were letting you a little long, but I do want to shout out because there's so many contributors to this book. So Raquel,
Yes.
kindly, I don't have any graphics for them. I don't have any graphics for you guys. Sorry, it's in the hounds
Yes,
section.
I
So
posted about it yesterday. Two of our amazing individuals that are in the hounds, and leaders themselves are co-authors of this book. It's called Now What, which became available yesterday, I believe. Yes, 2 days ago, Thursday, and
yesterday.
yesterday. Okay, yeah. So, and it's Lachelle Atkins, America's super mom, and Nicole and Guy Galindo, my sister from Trinidad. And so they became well, this was Nicole's first published. So I was just like, yeah, I'm so excited for y'all. There she goes. There she goes. So I encourage you all to go and get this book. It's on Amazon. I have the link posted. I posted it yesterday. And it has 37 different authors, so everybody co-authored, but it's amazing and inspiring stories that really will tug at your heart. And if it doesn't, then I don't know what's wrong with you, because they're so inspirational. They're meant to share really the power of your story. Storytelling is so powerful, y'all. I know that right now and for the last a year or so, it's been resonating. So I encourage y'all, Go get the book. I'm not sure if the special's still running on, but it's inspiring. It will snap you out and just literally make you do things in life to become the better version of yourself. So that's what it's done for me, and I loved it so much. Mhm.
Oh man, it's I'm so proud of everyone just getting out of their comfort zones. You know, the fact that we have built a community again network of so Barat Barinci. Is that the way how you pronounce your name, sir? Just want to throw that out there. Wilma, I mean, thank you so much for your support because I haven't seen you before. So thank you for joining us, for the first time, at least that I've recognized. I love LinkedIn User. Let me tell you, man, LinkedIn User is like the biggest community ever. Like they're everywhere.
Yes. Oh my God, that's hilarious. LinkedIn User, you are famous. Seriously. Okay, girl. Well, I know we ran over, but it's okay. It's Saturday, man. It's Saturday. We did this early enough so y'all can still go on and have your lives. Yo, I'm here at my parents' house today. We're having a birthday celebration for my nephew, so I'm excited. About to go start cooking all that Salvadoran food. But yes, it sounds good. It's smelling already. I'm like, oh gosh, let me go. But I want to give a quick last shout out to my what he was one of the coffee chat winners, and he should have had it's like my time of his own, but. Randy House. I actually met him over Zoom this last few days, yes, days ago. So he's so amazing, y'all. Like, what if you haven't connected with Randy? He is like brainy, like all the time. Like, he's amazing. He's an intelligent individual. But what I love most about him are his food pictures. That he's always posting food pictures, and they're so delectable, scrumptious, delicious. Hey, shout out Ken Denner. And but not only that, he's hilarious. And I love good comedy. I love comedy. I love laughing. I love enjoying, just smiles and chuckles and giggles with everybody. So shout out to you, Randy. It was a pleasure meeting you. I can't wait to actually meet you in real life. I hope you come to Texas soon. Yay!
Yay.
All right, y'all. Well, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for sticking around. I love you guys. I hope that today's show was actually very valuable to you, that you learned and you took notes. And, we're here every single Saturday. The time varies depending on the availability of the guest. I always try to say, I accommodate because I really do genuinely want to be able to highlight that individual and what they do for the community and impacting the world. So, I will be here next Saturday, and we have a very special guest next Saturday. I'm not going to ruin the surprise just yet, but I just want to let you know that I appreciate you every single day. The parting message that I will have is lead with kindness, lead with the heart, that the rest will follow. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you so much. See, as always, Brilliant Bee Media. Mike Asher Banner, thank you so much for being a sponsor. Also, Tazi, good luck in your pitch today, love. We love you. Thank you, guys, and you'll have a fantastic rest of the day. Ciao. Thanks for joining us, and I hope our chat inspired you to make any connection. Please like and subscribe, and let's build a great community in our little corner where we get serious business done by injecting fun. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, come back to Raquel's Connection Corner.